Hey guys, what's going on? Scott Shoemake here. Today we're going to be talking about family photos. So whether you're a portrait photographer, whether you're a wedding photographer, or just somebody that wants to take a better family photo, I'm going to give you guys a few things that you can do in your camera, in your processing, and in the way you interact with your clients as you're taking their photo. And here we have one of our family formals. And as I was saying earlier, you want to be, or I want to be, for the look I'm going for, anywhere between 2.8 and f4, somewhere in between there. It's going to give you a good ability to keep multiple subjects in focus. This guy's in focus, and this guy's in focus. And as you can see, this guy is maybe 1.5 feet ahead of him in the focal plane. But then in the background, you know, this is a little bit more dull. It's not so like just poppy. So you can see they kind of they just pop off the background, and it looks great. So anyway, this is a raw file right here that you're looking at. Everybody's smiling, real natural. Guys with the hands in the pockets, that's kind of a go-to. Guys never know what to do with their hands. Here you've got dad, he's got his arm around mom right there, and of course brides with bouquets, groom arm around the back there, and yeah, just nice and natural. Everybody's smiling, looks happy, they just got married. This is a great couple. So anyway, we're gonna jump into the Mastin Labs Fuji Color Pushed Pack. I'm liking the 400H 160. I'm kind of in between these two right now, so let's just go with this 160. Right out of the get, looks great if you're going for that strong pushed look. I don't necessarily love that for this family photo. It's a little strong, a little contrasty. So what I'm going to do is actually bump up the exposure just a little bit, brighten it up, and then I'm going to pull a little bit of contrast out of there. I'm going to warm it up and just a little bit, and there you go. So I'm pretty much going to leave that right there. As you can see, skin tones are very pleasing. Everything looks real and natural. And that's pretty much all you do for that family photo. And then what you do in the long term is I'll go in and I will batch, and just grab a bunch of them and batch. And that is like literally how you crush family photos. When you're shooting, you want to make sure that you're shooting a manual, so all the exposure is exactly the same. I dial it in, I meter, I dial it in, and I don't touch it. Unless you have clouds moving around and sun going in and out, then you don't really have to touch your exposure or mess with it too much. And then it makes your editing and processing a lot faster. Whoops, I just hit something. So anyway, that's what we're gonna do with this. And once again, the main thing you wanna keep is you want to keep this guy in the front and this guy in the back in focus. You want to make sure that they're nice and sharp. You know, I learned the hard way back when I was shooting a lot of medium format film. I would try and shoot at f2.0 on medium format, and that's like insane. Literally, this guy would be blurry, this guy would be in focus, she would be a little bit of blur, they would be out of focus, and it was just a mess. Here you have a nice pleasing image. You've got foreground elements like this, you've got background elements like this that are out of focus, but your subjects are all nicely in focus. So anyway, and then that was just a quick edit, and that is once again, that is Mastin Labs Fuji Color Pushed for the Sony profile, and I went with the 160 NS and the +1. So anyway, there's one family photo, and so let's move on to the next one. Okay, so here's something that actually happens quite a bit, you know, especially you got a little guy involved in this one. I think he might have been eating at the time or something, and you can't really mess around with that. So we ended up, this is the same wedding, same beautiful couple right here, and we ended up doing this family. This is the groom side of the family. We ended up doing their photo out at the reception site, so instead of the ceremony site. And you just go with the flow, you roll with the punches, and that's the way it works. So again, I'm trying to keep a cohesive look, consistent look, so I'm gonna go with the same preset that I did before. Boom, right there. You could have batched, but we're in a different lighting condition. As you can tell, lighting condition changed a little bit, and yeah, so that would reflect that. I'm still at f2.8, so you want to again be within f2.8, f4, something like that, and that should really help you out. So once again, what did I do right now? I literally just made a couple clicks and I have a photo that I love. So we did a little bump in exposure, all right, and then we bumped the contrast down from the Fuji push pack. The reason the contrast is so high in the push pack is because when you push film, it does bump the contrast in color and in your different dynamics, especially in the black. So we pulled some contrast out. You could probably pull a little bit of blacks out of this photo, mess around with those a little bit, wherever you like those, or wherever you're comfortable with that. And then yeah, I gave this one a little bit of warmth. And once again, when you're shooting at f2.8, you've got this guy in focus, you've got this guy in focus, and then you've got this guy in focus on the side. And so the important thing when you're lining up these family formals is to make sure this guy's over here and this guy over here are not like 5 feet, 10 feet different from each other. You want them on the same focal plane. That way you get them both in focus and everybody's happy at the end of the day. So anyway, I hope that helps. That's just a little tidbit on shooting and editing and processing your family photos from a wedding.